Welcome to this explainer. Today, Professor Turtle and our team of expert explorers are going to guide you through a glowing, globe-trotting journey. We are setting out to absolutely master the advanced spelling bee words for the Latin root locus. So, if you're looking to build a championship-level vocabulary, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
Here's our itinerary for the trip. We'll start with the core formula, move on to expedition vocabulary, hit etymology and spelling, and then cover memory tricks and championship tips before wrapping up with a challenge and review.
Section 1. Core Formula.
All right, to start things off, we have the root word itself, locus. It's pronounced locus. It literally just means a place or position. You'll actually see it pop up a ton in fields like genetics and math. Now, when we have more than one locus, it becomes loci, pronounced loci. And hey, be super careful here. A huge spelling challenge is remembering that the plural is loci, not locuses. Just imagine a glowing gold pin dropping on a treasure map for a single locus and multiple glowing pins for loci. Remember this golden rule, our root formula is always locus equals place.
Section 2. Expedition vocabulary. Now that we've got our golden pins and that root formula locked in, let's follow our lead scout, Explore Rabbit, across the globe. We're going to discover our advanced locus words right in their natural habitats. And this perfectly shows how prefixes change absolutely everything. On the one hand, we've got bilocation. The prefix bi means two, so this is the often mystical ability to be in two places simultaneously. Picture a magical unicorn appearing in two castles at the exact same time. Pretty cool, right? Then on the flip side, we have collocation, or collocate. Co means together, meaning you're putting related things together in one place. Imagine our trusty friend Robot Scholar carefully organizing busy computer servers into one single room.
Next up, watch Explorer Fox as a dragon carries a massive chest of treasure straight across the Great Wall of China. This dramatic scene shows us the exact meaning of translocation. You see, the prefix trans means across. So, translocation, or to translocate, literally means to move something across from one place to another. You're going to hear this term constantly when people talk about plant nutrients moving in botany or chromosomes shifting around in genetics.
But, you know, what happens when things go slightly wrong on our journey? If Robot Scholar accidentally pops a mechanical arm right out of its socket, that sudden out-of-place movement is a dislocation. The prefix dis means apart or away, so when you dislocate something, you're literally moving it away from its normal place. It's a super vital word for sports medicine and even structural engineering. Moving right along, let's look at the prefix re. Re simply means again, so relocation literally means to place again. Just picture a family of adorable koalas packing up their tiny suitcases and moving to a new eucalyptus tree for relocation. Whether it's a giant corporation moving its headquarters or seasonal birds flying south for the winter, to relocate is simply to move to a different place.
Let's see how this builds when we talk about resources. We're traveling to the Canadian Rockies now, where a team of really busy beavers is carefully organizing and distributing their dam building supplies. This is a perfect illustration of allocation. To allocate something means to assign it to a particular place or purpose. And, logically, if those twigs and branches can be assigned, they're allocable.
Our expedition now takes us deep inside a magical, dusty grammar library. Here, Detective Raccoon is hard at work. He discovers that a sublocation is really just a smaller subdivision within a larger location. Think of a specific aisle inside a massive warehouse, because sub means under or smaller. But even more fascinating, he uncovers the word locative. In linguistics, the locative case is actually a grammatical rule that tells you exactly where a verb happens.
Let's zoom out a bit to take in this scenery. A locale is a broader setting or environment. Think of a breathtaking tropical locale. A locality, on the other hand, is a more specific district or region, like the exact locality where a super rare orchid grows. And hey, if you ever get lost in that tropical locale, you are definitely going to want a locator beacon. Imagine a glowing device flashing brightly to guide marine iguanas to a specific Galapagos locality, effectively saving the day.
Section 3. Etymology and spelling.
We've collected an amazing array of words here. Now, our team has gathered at the strategist's camp as the sun sets to analyze exactly how these words are constructed and spelled. Looking at this data, what's really interesting is the sheer consistency of the Latin root, whether it's translocate, bilocation, or allocate. While the prefix changes the action, every single word on this list keeps its absolute core connection to the concept of place. The root literally never loses its identity. But champion spellers, take special note of these tricky spellings on your map. You do not want to stumble here. Notice the double L in allocate. That is a very common trap. Contrast that with the single L in collocation right after the prefix. Remember the Latin I ending for the plural loci. And watch out for locative. It ends in iviv, not additive. Make sure to mark these hazard zones on your map.
Section 4. Memory Tricks.
Okay, you have the spellings, but to truly master these words for the championship stage, we need to lock them into our brains with some unforgettable visual memory tricks. When you hear these words, immediately visualize these vibrant scenes. See the magician appearing in two places at once for bilocation. Picture crossing a glowing, magical bridge for translocate. Envision two friends happily sharing a single house for collocate. Anchoring these abstract words to vivid, active images, that's exactly how you instantly recall their meaning under pressure.
Section 5. Championship Tips. We are nearing the summit of our expedition. As we approach the peak, Professor Turtle has 3 master strategies for you to employ in literally any spelling bee or vocabulary test. Here's the professor's secret to success. Step 1. Always identify the prefix first. Is it re, dis, trans? Step 2. Realize that the prefix dictates the action, but the root, locus, guarantees the word involves a place. Step 3. Put them together. By simply identifying the prefix first and remembering our root formula, you can dynamically decode entirely unfamiliar words right there on the stage. No dictionary memorization required.
Section 6. Challenge and Review.
It is time. You've got the map, you've got the vocabulary, and you have the strategies. Welcome to the final trial of our World Championship LOCUS expedition. I want you to pause for a moment and consider this mini-challenge. No looking back at your notes. Can you combine the prefix with the core concept of place to guess the literal definitions of translocation, bilocation, collocation, dislocation, and allocable? I'll give you just a second to think it through. All right, here are the answers. Notice how beautifully our magical root formula unlocks every single one of these complex definitions. Translocation is moving across places. Bilocation is being in 2 places. Collocation is placing together. Dislocation is moving out of place. And allocable is simply being able to be assigned to a place. If you got those right, you are officially operating at a championship level.
To wrap up our journey, remember this final review. Champion spellers and master linguists, they don't just memorize long lists of words randomly. They work smarter. They use the golden formula. Locus equals place. They identify the prefix, they recognize the root, and they unlock the language pathway step by step.
As our glowing golden travel routes connect the globe and our expedition comes to a close, we want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Armed with this new vocabulary, what new locations will you discover in your reading today? Be on the lookout for the LOCUS route literally everywhere you go. And hey, please make sure to like this explainer, share it with your fellow explorers, and subscribe so you absolutely don't miss out on our next explainer expedition. See you next time.